So we're just going to show the trade that we had today, and what happened, why I was in it, why I went break even, and sort of explain into detail what I was seeing. Okay, so as you can see, this is the trade. Entered here, came down, price took out this previous 4 hour candles low, and then price wicked back up on the start of this new 1 hour and the new 4 hour candle. Trade actually just hit 1%, would have been in 1% profit. Okay, so the reason I went break even, first of all, is because, as you can see here, we was coming to the end of the London session, and we also started a new 4 hour candle here. Okay, so I was expecting price to come back up. Now, yes, overall I was bearish, but with it being a Monday, no news, the session times have changed slightly because of the New York session. The New York 1 hour being coming forward. So, and London hasn't yet. So, kind of messed up with my head and my psychology a little bit there. So, but anyways, I would have gone break even no matter what with this trade, no matter the timing, because of the fact that the new 4 hour candle started. So let's jump up onto the 4 hour candle and show what I was seeing. So if we just remove that, okay. So what did I see? Well, I knew we was bearish anyways because looking from the weekly time frame, I was coming in with a weekly continuation bias. Okay, so I expected price to continue bearish. It closed below the previous week's low here last week. We take this liquidity here, and we still have this main external range draw from up here when we went from internal to external. Okay, so bearish was my bias. Daily sort of wicked back above. Didn't really have a really strong confirmation for daily bias to be bearish, but with the weekly being the higher time frame, my draw was quite clear. Okay, and then on the 4 hour chart, so from weekly to the 4 hour, stacking the time frames, we see here at 1 a.m. we sweep up and take out this previous 4 hour candle's high. Now that previous 4 hour candle's high happens to be the high that was created during Asia. Okay, so here is that 1 a.m. candle. Price sweeps up, creates this high, which is then the 4 hour high, and then messes around at the start of London, messes around again. We then see this move here, okay, which is where we see the bulk of the move. Now, the reason I was basing it more on this 4 hour chart, so we knew we had the sweep on the 4 hour out there on this wick. And then, so yeah, we have this open on the 4 hour. Price then comes along, goes up at 1, starts to head down about 3 to 4 a.m. So I got in around about this level here. Okay, so if I show this now, I'll show my entry and where I could have taken an entry from. Okay, so this is the 4 hour, this is the 15-minute chart. Okay, so this 15-minute gap was the area I was looking for an entry on. Okay, the reason I took entry on the 5 minute is because we had a tap, which this is that 15-minute area created here, 425. Okay, if I go up, you'll see it. So look, 415 to 430, this is that gap. Okay, so yes, price wicks back in and comes up. This trade would have been perfect for the next 4 hour candle, but we're basing it off what we had on this 4 hour candle and what I was seeing. So price comes up, tags in. I entered when it pulled back into these FVGs. Price then pulls down. Okay, so price starts heading in the direction that we want it to go. Everything looks nice, but what do we know? Well, we know that the end of the 4 hour is about to start. End of the 4 hour is about to finish, and a new 4 hour is going to start, and we expect an open high if we're bearish. And as you can see, that 4 hour done exactly that. It opened here, it went higher, it took us out and everyone else that would have been doing the same, moving their stops to be safe, and now it's heading down towards the draw. Now, why was this the right idea to make it break even? And I'm going to explain that now. Yes, you can see this 1 hour candle didn't close below the range, didn't close above, so it was what we call an inside bar candle. But for me, once this previous 4 hour candles range is low was taken, the main draw for that session is done. Okay, so I didn't want to be stuck in a trade that potentially on the 4 hour, then we do this. Okay, we wick down and then continue up. Okay, and just range for the rest of the day. With it being no news and a Monday, I didn't want to be stuck. One, getting caught out at stops or like full stops, so a full 1% loss, or price coming down, tagging break even, and then just doing this anyways. So the reason I didn't want to get caught in any of this chop today was just to be safe, really. But the trade now, looking at it on a 15-minute chart, which is what time frame we should have been trading based off of the weekly, then the 4 hour, we have had a perfect tap into this 15-minute FVG. Okay, you could have had your stops here. You would have definitely been running towards a 2R minimum here, and that would have been a perfect setup. Okay, literally tagged you in at the start of the brand new 4 hour. So you see, first 30 minutes, you tagged in, price then ranges to go lower. Now, if you take these levels off, potentially you could look to take this setup here. Okay, now it'd be riskier, but it'd be more than valid because one, you're pretty much going to get 2R from it. And the drawn liquidity, the overall drawn liquidity is more than intact. Okay, we have this still the external range down here, which give you about 3R nearly. But I don't know if I will take it. I mean, I might set an alert to see if there is anything for me there. It won't be based on this hour anyways, so it'll be based on how this 1 hour candle closes. This is the 1 hour chart. If this 1 hour candle here, this big candle that's dropping to the downside right now, if that closes above this red area, which is the low of this previous candle, so if price comes back up here and goes into this level and stops here, I wouldn't look to short it. However, if it does finish how it is now, let's just say this is how the chart finished, so the next few candles print like that, I would then look at 11 o'clock UK time to take a trade that tags in and then continues to the downside. So just getting a continuation trade. And that would be perfect setup based on how I would trade, because that would be the second hour of this 4 hour candle as well. So that'd be really, really nice and clean. As you can see, that'll be the third hour because we're in now. So this is 1.5 hours in. So we've had the first hour 9 till 10, and then we're going to have 10 to 11, which is where we would try and get in the trade. Okay. So yeah, let's just see what happens. Potentially there may be a re-entry here. I feel like we are definitely on side with the market in this pair right now. But if there is better trades that come up, we'll have a look at them instead. But we'll monitor for the next half an hour to see as and what happens. And then, yeah, go from there.